Overpromised with Covino and Rich, presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports. Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with our code Overpromised, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
What's up to all the dads, Brads, and Chads, as Taylor Swift would call all of you?
Oh, funny you bring her up, because she's kind of in our news.
All right.
Welcome to Overpromised, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Covino, Steve Covino, just a kid from Union, New Jersey. Rich Davis, thank you for being here. Covino and Rich, Fox Sports Radio. Again, we don't have time for everything, so this is a pleasure. Now, we're going to talk about the Squid Game's finale, and I know you're so amped up about signing up, right?
There you go again. Squid Game. It's one game.
You're the only guy harping on that. Who cares? There's plenty of games. And I'll tell you what, the final game was weak. It was stupid.
We'll talk about
and I'll tell you why I don't want to sign up. I have a better idea. I have another challenge that I'd rather sign up for. It's a great hypothetical. You're not going to want to miss it. Plus, this dude's picks right here. This guy.
I have an unconventional teaser that, again, I can't see how it won't hit. So, Teaser Town, we're coming to you, ho, 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 in just a little bit. So, some bets courtesy of DraftKings, but we brought up Taylor Swift already, as she called all the football fans. Listen, she doesn't know how often she's on camera. She's sorry that if she's upsetting all the dads, Chads, and Brads out there. But the Taylor Swift effect is real, because Travis Kelce's game-worn jersey when she was at the game.
Yes.
$37,000?
$37,000. It's the Taylor Swift effect.
It's in full
There's
effect.
no question about it, because previously, Kelce's jersey sold in 2020, game worn in 2019 AFC Championship for about $2,500. Then was resold after they won the Super Bowl for about $10,000.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that's like, we're talking, that's a quadruple value.
Because, again, he raised his profile. He's the guy. People want a little piece of the action. Again, it's sold on Golden Auctions for $36,905, basically $37,000. Now, that's great. That's great. And that's wonderful. Kelce's a big name, but there's rules to memorabilia, because people love to criticize memorabilia. They go, oh, man, you got a bunch of grown men's pictures on the wall. And by the way, game worn is always a little odd to me too. It's cool if you're going to mount it, but you're never going to wear it. Like, you should never wear other dude's shirt.
Are you insinuating someone would buy it and wear it?
I mean, some dude with some flow might, just because it's a bragging right. You know, you never know.
It's a little creepy.
Yeah, well, wearing any other dude's uniform I think is creepy in itself.
I have a rule. If you get game-worn stuff,
yeah,
I'm cool with the jersey with a little grass stain on it. I'm cool with a helmet or some batting gloves or whatever the case may be.
Oh, I want David Wright's helmet.
The big bulbous one?
That big bulbous, or like Eli Manning's oversized bulbous helmet. I want one of those bad boys.
You know what I think is an odd one? When people get a baseball player's cleat or an NBA player's sneaker. I get it, because it might be a sweet Jordan or some type of, exclusive.
Do you do a shoey out of Shaq's sneaker? No. Imagine like getting Shaq's sneaker. First of all, it'll take up too much space.
Yeah.
We're going to put that bad boy on the coffee table.
You want that helmet? You want that?
Yeah, that oversized Spaceballs helmet he was wearing. You know you're going to take a weird, like, subconscious sniff of it. And what are you doing? You're sniffing some grown man's game-worn sneaker?
Bro.
Oh, yeah. I smell a little hint of Shaq.
I'm not going to lie. You took the words right out of my mouth.
You know you're gonna.
Because I was going to say, if you get someone's game-worn shoe, there's a part of me that thinks it's weird, because you're right. There is an instinct to be like, oh, look at this.
Even the jersey, you're going to sniff it?
This is a LeBron game-worn shoe?
Yeah.
You're smelling LeBron's dirty-ass foot?
Well, again, all right, that's the first rule. Don't sniff it. Don't sniff some
sniff.
sort of weirdo?
No.
All right, but here are the rules, okay? If you're going to invest your money in memorabilia, we love memorabilia. I love it. But we're at a different stage of life, right? You're not hanging posters up with Funtac anymore. They have to be signed.
Yeah, you broke when we first met. I know it's different now. I met you when you were 20. You're 40 now.
Yeah.
When I first met you, you had Yankee plaques on your wall, and I'm like, where's the signatures? You can't have a plaque or
Agreed.
anything on your wall.
Yeah, but hold on.
Unless it's
I
signed.
was at a different stage of life, so you already said that. I get it, but yeah, that's a no in today's world. It has to be signed. Otherwise, why is that even hung up?
I have a question for you. Does it need to be a piece of memorabilia from a team that you admire or root for? Because let's just say out of nowhere, let's say you were lucky enough and someone said, hey, Covino, here's a Corey Seager jersey. You don't give a shit about the Rangers or the Dodgers back in the day. So are you displaying that? Or
It has to be a legend you admire.
I'll give you one. I have. Someone gave me, I won in an auction. I went to a charity event. I'm like, I'll put a couple bucks in. I actually won a Carmelo Anthony Knicks jersey signed with the the authenticity certificate. I'm not a Knicks fan, so I feel like I can't hang that, can I?
Well, it represents New York. You're from New York. It's kind of cool. And he's a legendary New York Knick. That's case by case. That's on you. What does that player mean to you?
Yeah.
But if it's a legend, you're good to go if you like that guy, right? So next rule, you sort of hinted at it before, framed and mounted and displayed properly.
Yeah.
Like you can't have that just hanging up on a hanger and expect anyone to be impressed, especially if you're spending $35,000 on something. That better be mounted and put somewhere cool for your company to see.
Well,
has to look good.
I'm sorry to tell you, pretty soon, you're about to lose one of your background decorations. Spot, give him the one shot a second, because behind you, hold on now.
Hey, you just knocked
Steven.
down my whole display.
I know. Behind Covino, I don't know why you have it, Too Rich, Mike Tyson.
Well, guess what?
Now that I redid my
Guess what,
garage,
big shot.
Now that
I have the other glove, you bozo.
Now that I redid the garage, I feel like I'm failing by not having this in a case.
Big
displayed,
time fail.
right?
That has to be in a case and displayed, some sort of bulletproof type of plexiglass. I believe that's what they come in. That's what you need to have that displayed in. So again, must be signed.
Look at how empty you look. I'll put it back.
I know. And by the way, I do have the other glove. Framed, mounted, and displayed. And again, another rule, Rich, when it comes to memorabilia. And memorabilia is great. I love it. I do. It has to be, like we already said, of someone of importance to you.
Yeah.
Right? Just because it's signed and it's framed and it's mounted, hey, wow, what did he do? Ken Phelps. What do I care about that?
Yeah.
It has to be someone that means something. It doesn't have to be a superstar. It just has to mean something to you.
Oh, don't you have a signed Scotty Brocious cup?
I like Scotty Brocious. And that's a valuable cup.
Oh, Mariana Duncan's jockstrap?
That's that was from a big game in '98.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you one last question. Take away from sports
Extra
for a
large.
second. What about music? Does it need to be like a signed guitar? What's your rule on the music memorabilia?
Okay. Spot has some rules on this too. Our producer Spot with his hurt shoulder just out of surgery. And I think his rules are it has to be the lead singer or nobody. Spot. I'm going to bend that rule a little bit.
If you're going to have a band,
Right.
something
Yeah.
signed by a band, it's either signed by the lead singer or it's signed by the band as a whole. Like
Sweet.
all the band-
A Foo Fighters guitar?
Right.
Yeah, but not Dave Grohl.
Right.
Come
like
on.
you don't want like the bassist to have signed something. You want either the whole band or the lead singer.
Well, hold
Or
on.
the
I'm glad
face
you.
of the band.
You know what? I agree. All right. So you're saying lead singer or all of the band? All of the band, you're going to have more value. But some bands are full of superstars. You mentioned the Foo Fighters. If it was Taylor Hawkins, that's a worthy sort of, especially
Now
now
that he
he's no
passed.
longer here, that's a worthy
Okay.
sort of signature.
Fair.
But we're talking if it's the Beatles, if it's Kiss, if it's some sort of boy band, Guns N' Roses, where everybody in that band is a superhero and collectively they form the band, then I think it's fair. You're going to tell me a Slash autograph isn't worth it,
Well, it's
or it
like-
has to be
it's,
Axl. Like it just depends on the band. But I do agree with Spot to some extent, unless that band has
Like-
other stars in it.
Like I'm a Coldplay fan.
Chris Martin or bust.
Chris Martin or bust.
I agree with that one.
It's like Covino has that big
Matchbox 20.
Rob Thomas
or bust.
Covino has an in-sync, the puppets from the No Strings Attached, but he just has the Joey Fatone one.
Wow,
And I always thought that was fun.
to you, that's my favorite one.
All right, we'll say those are the rules of memorabilia.
Hold on, you actually referenced. I got one more rule.
one
You
more.
said it.
New rules.
I mean, you say it eloquently, but you said it. Authenticated.
Is that a
You
word, right?
have to-
Authenticate? Yeah.
You have to have that certificate of authenticity. You have to have it graded by Steiner Sports. Oh, great. You got that card? What's it worth? Have it graded. If you're that into your memorabilia and you're trying to impress, you're at that stage where it has to be, or else it really doesn't have the value you think it does.
One more thing to up your game. If you got it autographed or the memorabilia with that athlete or celebrity present, I think in the display in your office or man cave, I think an accompanying picture with the signed item shows that's when I met him. Like when we met Mike Tyson, I think next to the picture, next to the boxing glove, I think the picture of me, you, and Tyson should be next to it.
That's not a bad idea.
So put that in there.
I got one last question for you though, before we move on again to your picks.
Yeah.
Personalized or not? I always wonder about that. Yes.
Well, you know what? For resale value, you don't want to personalize, but I'm not looking to resell it.
Same.
I think it's cooler to be like, yo, to Covino from / to Covino, your pal Derek Jeter. That's way cooler to me.
What does Stallone say in Rocky?
To my best friend I never met.
To my best friend I never met. Absolutely.
Well, let's get into our DraftKings picks of the week.
Let's go.
Sunday's a little tricky, icky. It's a little sticky, icky. There's a lot of games that I want to stay away from. So I'm going to do something I rarely do.
Squid Game?
Some people, dude, some people say, are you joking? 10-point, 3-team teaser. This is what many call the ultimate suckers bet, but I sort of think this is a fun one this week, so feel me on this, all right? We're going to start with the 49ers. They're giving up a lot of points to the Seahawks. I don't really love how many points, in fact. It's like 11. Some may say, why not take the Seahawks getting 21? I like the Niners -1 at home, right? 49ers -1. Just need to beat the Seahawks. That's step one of the teaser.
Okay.
Eagles are playing at Dallas. Hey, they may lose 2 in a row, but they're 3.5-point underdogs. What if you make the Eagles 13.5-point underdogs?
What?
They may lose to Dallas, but the Eagles getting 13.5, you think they're going to get blown out 2 weeks in a row? I don't know about that. So Eagles plus 13.5. The Niners just winning over the Seahawks. And I think Baltimore wins the game, but they're 7.5-point favorites over the Rams. I love that half a point. Rams plus 17.5. You might say, Rich, what the hell are you fiddling with a 3-team 10-point teaser?
What the hell?
But I sort of like it. I sort of like Niners just beating the Seahawks.
And who are you, Charlie Daniels, with all your fiddling?
The Rams getting a shit ton of points from the Ravens. And the Eagles keeping it close with the Cowboys. They're still the Eagles, right? So I like that. Some say sucker bet. I say you're the sucker. DraftKings 3-team teaser. Lock it, load it. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, I like it.
I have a 3-team moneyline parlay. Okay. Now, again, these are closer games. We're getting to the thick of things. End of the NFL season. We're in the final stretch, my dudes, my guys. So Lions are playing at the Bears. The Bears are sort of trash. They have a little life here and there, but the Lions, they want to stay active for that 1 or 2 seed, right? So Lions, money line over the Bears. Do we like the Lions just beating the Bears? I say absolutely.
I say absolutely.
I say absolutely.
By the way, I should be mounted and signed.
Lions, money line. Texans at the Jets. Listen, I love the storyline of the return of Zach Wilson. I don't think anything's going to happen. So let's go Texans. I know you are a big CJ Stroud guy, as am I. Fun to watch. Texans just beating the Jets.
Yeah. Guaranteed
money
that.
line.
Yeah.
And Panthers at Saints. I think the Saints are trash, but you know who's even more trash? The Panthers. You could say coaching change may help. I think the Panthers are going to go like 1-16, 2-15. So I like the Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my! I like the Lions, Texans, and Saints. Lions, Texans, Saints. 3-team money line. It pays $232. So 100 pays $232. Listen, Zach Wilson beating the Texans is the only fun storyline there that I think is possible, but I still think the Texans are just a way better team. So Texans, Lions, Saints, lock and load. DraftKings Sportsbook now. Can you believe we're that deep into the NFL season? We got to make every second count with DraftKings Sportsbook. You can make the most of every game on game day. Bet on your favorite teams for a shot at winning big bucks. New customers could score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting 5 on any matchup.
So get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the app now. Use code OVERPROMISED. New customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on the NFL. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code OVERPROMISED. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In West Virginia, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. Please play responsibly. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, must be 21 or older in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
All right, welcome back.
Can't wait for this football action on Sunday.
Can't wait. Foosball, let's go. Welcome back to Covino and Rich. Overpromised. All your feedback at Covino and Rich, at Fox Sports Radio, hashtag Overpromised, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Now, I don't even know what the rules are on reality game shows, but there was a big finale this week for Squid Game. The Squid Game finale, but the prize is the star. The prize, $4.5
Rock,
million.
paper, scissors, shoot.
That was the final game.
Rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, to win $4.5 million.
It was, 450-something contestants.
456?
456 contestants. It was based on the very popular show on Netflix. And all these people from all over the place competed. And it was traumatizing. There was tears. Everybody was crying.
Everyone's a crybaby.
Fierce battles going on. And it came down to rock, paper, scissors. Give me a break.
You know what I
what a
noticed?
lackluster finale.
On that show, my wife and I were like, I think everyone in the show cries a lot. And I don't think any of the dudes like women. It was obvious. So Squid Game, the challenge was a lot of fun. And the finale, again, you don't know when you could give something away. The finale was last night. So can I say who won?
No, I don't think.
Not yet? Okay, I'll give you a day.
But someone won $4.5 million. So I was glued in to see that. But it was weak. It was really weak. But at the end of the show, there was hey, if you want to sign up for the next season of Squid Game. And Danny G, our Fox Sports Radio producer, hit us up. He's like, hey, you guys should sign up. You guys would be great on that. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Because you know what happens? I guarantee you, give it a few more days. They're going to try to dig up some dirt on this winner because that's the society we live in. You think I want to sign up to be on a stupid show where they build me up
Just
or
to tear you
to
down?
tear me down on social media? You kidding me? No thanks.
Well, Spot, go to that website again. That's the application. What's the website?
Squidgamecasting.com.
And
Yeah, I
there you
think
go.
you guys should sign up.
U.S. casting. And listen, it just seems like a big pain in the ass to go through this whole application.
How far will you go?
However, I got to ask you, for real, when in your life will you ever get a 1 in 456 chance to win almost $5 million? That's the only reason why I'm like, I feel like I'm doing all right in life. But you know what would be nice? $4 million. And if you play the Mega Millions or Powerball, which I don't.
Do they expect you to cry on this show? Because I can't do that and
Waterworks.
embarrass my family like that.
But what I'm saying, Covino, is that in life,
It's just so hard. I need to build an alliance.
dude, if you make it past like the first round or so, you really do have like a 1 in 100 or so person chance to win $4.5 million. The odds are so stacked in your favor that I'm almost tempted to be like, for shits and giggles, let me apply. And then I'm like, can I take like weeks off of work to do this stupid show? But if you won $5 million, I don't know.
Look, but then again, like I said, you have to
gotta
be
cry.
scrutinized and you have to cry and you have to build alliances and you have to play this game and everyone on social media makes fun of you, right? And then they're going to tear you down and your ex-girlfriends are going to come out and talk smack about you and write a book about you. You know, it's going to be a nightmare. Who knows what happens?
Oh, boy.
So would you sign up for Squid Game, the Squid Game Challenge, right? Season 2, or would you rather take this hypothetical that I'm calling the bowling challenge? Do you know the bowling challenge?
I do know the bowling challenge.
I feel like these guys are onto something.
Man, this is a tough one. Spot, if you want to play the clip of this dude on TikTok and Instagram, he put a bowling challenge out there. And I'll tell you what it's sort of similar to. I remember like a year ago or so,
Yeah.
you and I talked about would you go to jail for a year?
Yeah.
Or would you go to jail until you could figure out a Rubik's Cube? And I remember being like, oh shit, I don't know, because I'm not confident.
I remember that.
I'm not confident in figuring out a Rubik's
Cube all through the 80s, never figured it out.
So I'm like, I think I might take the 1 year sentence. I don't think, Spot, do you think you could figure out a Rubik's Cube in a year?
In a year, yes.
I guess if you did it
Even
every
by luck,
day,
right? Just luckily.
Yeah, because there's a formula to it. Once you get the rhythm, like turning, turn,
I know, there's
turn,
nerdy
turn.
little kids that could do it in
Yeah.
like 5 seconds, but I'm not a nerdy little kid. But play the bowling challenge.
Nerdy adult.
And let me know what you think of this bowling challenge, because this is a good one. This dude's got a good one.
Perfect game for $100 million, or just be given $1 million.
1 month, 100 mil.
Really? Danny, you got to get 13 strikes in a row.
I'm bowling, man.
I'm bowling too because it's $100 million.
That number's too big.
We're probably disrespecting bowlers.
We're probably both not bowling the perfect game in this month, but I'm still bowling.
Would you rather have 1 month to bowl a perfect game for $100 million?
It's a good one.
Okay, so
say it again.
Here's the bowling
like this.
challenge hypothetical. You either are given $1 million or you take 1 month, and in that 1 month, you have to bowl a perfect game for 10, or was it $100 million? $10 million.
$100 million.
So you're not going to take the month to bowl 13 strikes in a row for $100 million. I think this depends on the belief in yourself, right? Like, if you're a terrible athlete and terrible bowler, yeah, you take that $1 million. But if you think, you know what? I think I can do this. I'm pretty decent.
Here's the deal,
I'm
Covino.
like Pete Weber.
Covino.
Who do you think you are? I am. Let's go.
I'll tell you this. I like to think I'm an athlete. I like to think I'm a gamer. Darts, pool, ping pong, softball, pickup basketball. I feel like I'm a pretty gamey, athletic guy.
Skip it. Weren't you a champion in
I was
skip
a
it?
pogo ball champion.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
listen. My sister skip it. Shit, that was my thing.
He was great at that.
No, but I look at it this way. In my life, I consider myself a decent amateur bowler. If I go out with a group of friends, my wife, a double date, we're with a few other couples, I'm happy bowling a 175, 180. I'll likely bowl 140, 160, 180, 170. I've bowled the 200 maybe 3 times in my life. You think in a month all of a sudden I'm
200?
Pete Weber? I bowled the 200 or higher 3 times in my life. But
so
then
you
again,
would take but again, you have a month, figure it out, learn the lanes,
what an insult.
get into your groove a little bit.
What an insult.
It's like my dad used to say, Rich, thumb to nose, man.
I get it.
Thumb to nose, put that spin on the ball.
You know what I bet you?
Steer-rake.
Now, if you had a month, you know what you would do? You'd be bowling from 6 a.m. until midnight every day.
Blisters would take you down?
And no, but I bet you'd end up bowling 220s, 230s, but 13 strikes in a row.
Here's how I look at it. It's not impossible.
I know.
You don't need to be Norm Duke to bowl a 300, okay? My buddy Barnando, who I grew up bowling with, he has like 300 games under his belt. There was a time where I competed with
Barry.
that kid.
I know Barry. All Barry did in his 20s was smoke weed and bowl. So
Yeah,
don't give him. Don't
you
tell
have
me
a
Barry.
month.
All right, come
I
on.
think I'm taking my chances on 100 million. I'd rather do this than Squid Game. I promise you that.
All right.
Be on TV with all these idiots. I'd rather take the bowling challenge, and I would say,
all right,
you know what? You hold that million. Give me a month. I'll bowl 300 for 100 million.
There it is.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am.
You're never gonna be him.
So, Overpromised Nation, Fox Sports Radio Nation, what would you do?
Yeah, hit us up at Covino Rich. Would you take the million for nothing, or have a month to bowl a 300 for $100 million? Your thoughts? Thank you to DraftKings Sportsbook. Overpromised. Get those picks in. Let's have a lot of fun. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the Overpromised land.